When Willian got the nod following Alvaro Morata's early exit against Manchester City due to injury last weekend, Michy Batshuayi must have been a bit hacked off, given that he just scored the Blues' injury time winner away at Atletico Madrid. Batshuayi made just one Premier League start in his first season at the Bridge, following a £33 million move from Marseille last summer. The 24-year-old striker, who's well known for his humorous tweets, may well be acutely aware of how many players, and especially forwards, have seen their careers stall and sometimes die at Stamford Bridge. This list is for players who saw their entire careers crumble in West London, not simply those who struggled at Chelsea alone, so there's no place for the Kevin De Bruynes or Romelu Lukakus of this world. Here are our 7 players who were ruined by Chelsea. Loic Remy. French international Loic Remy scored 6 goals in 14 games in his first half season in the Premier League. He bagged 14 in 26 in his first full season, which was spent on loan at Newcastle, and that prompted Chelsea to activate his £10.5 million release clause. After a half-decent first season at the Bridge, albeit as a bit-part player, Remy scored just 1 goal in his 13 appearances in his second season, mostly coming off the bench. His last season at Chelsea saw him loaned to Crystal Palace, where he got injured, and he joined Las Palmas on a free transfer, having been released by Chelsea in the summer. Yuri Zhirkov. It's easy to forget Yuri Zhirkov was a big money signing at Chelsea in 2009. The left-sided Russian star had won 11 trophies at CSKA in Moscow, including the UEFA Cup, as well as making the semi-finals of Euro 2008, where he made the team of the tournament. Chelsea forked out £18 million to bring the 2008 Russian Footballer of the Year to Stamford Bridge, and he ended up costing them almost £1 million per league outing. He left after 2 seasons, joining Anzi, and has gone from being one of the nation's stars to bobbing in and out of Russia's national side. Andriy Shevchenko. 2004 Ballon d'Or winner Andriy Shevchenko would have been higher in this 7 were it not for his mini renaissance back at Dynamo Kiev at the end of his career. Once the most feared forward in Europe, Shevchenko scored 173 goals in 296 games for AC Milan between 1999 and 2006. In that time, he won 5 trophies, including the Champions League, and made the top 3 of Ballon d'Or voting 3 times. Chelsea paid more than £30 million for a soon-to-be 30-year-old Shevchenko, but he failed to have the desired impact in the Premier League. He scored just 9 goals in 48 Premier League appearances, and did even worse when loaned back to AC Milan, scoring no goals in 18 Serie A outings. Shevchenko returned to Dynamo Kiev in 2009, where he had 3 seasons back among the goals, albeit at a lesser level, before retiring aged 36. Shaun Wright-Phillips. Shaun Wright-Phillips' career took a minor detour off the side of a cliff after he left Chelsea in 2008. In fact, the only reason the former England international isn't higher in this 7 is because he did have a couple of decent seasons at Stamford Bridge. Wright-Phillips arrived at Chelsea for £21 million, aged 23, following a couple of excellent seasons at Manchester City. Having scored 11 goals in his last 2 seasons with City, he scored none in his first season with Chelsea. He spent 3 seasons with the Blues before returning to Manchester, but he couldn't rediscover his scintillating form of years gone by, and he struggled badly in his next move to QPR. He later linked up with brother Bradley Wright-Phillips at New York Red Bulls in an attempt to salvage his career, but still looked uninspiring, and now aged 35, he's currently playing for Phoenix Rising in America's 2nd tier. Hernan Crespo. Once the most expensive footballer on the planet, Hernan Crespo was an immensely talented footballer who scored goals for fun in Italy and Argentina. He joined Chelsea for just under £17 million in 2003. You may be surprised to know the Argentine actually spent 5 years contracted to the Blues, although he only featured in 2 seasons. His direct return wasn't that bad, scoring 25 goals in 73 games, but he was never the same player after leaving Chelsea. Crespo scored 2 in 14 for Inter Milan and 5 in 16 for Genoa in his next 2 moves, before ending his career back at Parma, where he bagged 10 goals in 46 games. Fernando Torres. When Fernando Torres first arrived in the Premier League with Liverpool, he was an absolute phenomenon. Quick, ruthless and supremely confident, he scored 33 goals in all competitions in his debut campaign, finishing 3rd in that year's Ballon d'Or. In total, Torres bagged 81 goals in 142 games over his 3.5 years at Anfield. In his first half season at Chelsea, he didn't score a single goal in 18 games, and his confidence seemed to have dissipated, along with that burst of pace Liverpool fans have become so accustomed to. Over 4 seasons at the Bridge, Torres scored just 20 goals in 110 Premier League games. His record in Europe was far more impressive, it has to be said, but he was still an enormous flop given the £50 million outlay Chelsea had made. Aged 33, Torres is now back at Atletico Madrid. Although far from the prolific and thrilling centre-forward he once was, Torres still does a useful job for Diego Simeone's side. Mateja Kezman. Mateja Kezman recently made our list of 7 players who switched clubs and fell off the map. Yes, that was a shameless plug, feel free to check out that video after this one. And there was good reason for him making that 7. The Serbia and Montenegro international had an outrageous goal-scoring record in Holland with PSV, scoring 105 goals in 122 league games. He couldn't transfer that form over to the Premier League though, scoring only 4 goals in his 25 league games in his first and only season with Chelsea. After that, Kezman bumbled around from Atletico Madrid to PSG and Fenerbahce, but never quite realised the potential he'd shown in the Netherlands, and eventually retired aged 33 after a brief spell in Hong Kong. So that's it for our top 7. Let us know any you feel we may have missed in the comments, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC 7s.